Today we welcome Deepika and Vijaya Sharma to our show Amazing Mentor. Deepika and Vijaya are founders of Abhivyakti Center for Creative Arts. Abhivyakti not just offer classes to teach creative arts, it's an exclusive space for children, parents and grandparents to express themselves as individuals by painting, dancing, acting, speaking up, writing, photography, storytelling, exploring your reading and lending library, or just making yourself a cup of tea. It's a pleasure to welcome Deepika and Vijaya Sharma to our show Amazing Mentor.
Gaurav, thank you for giving us this opportunity.
So tell us about Abhivyakti. What's the idea behind and what's the vision of Abhivyakti?
Abhivyakti, both of us come from 20 plus years in the corporate world. And there was a reason why we set up Abhivyakti. Most of all, what we felt during all our journey was that many of us, we keep subscribing to external templates that are around us. We keep subscribing to an idea where most of the things are not expressions of our inner self, but it is a template that somebody else has prescribed to us. And when you get trapped into such kind of a circle, there is a lot of anxiety and unrest. And somewhere 20 years down the line, you start feeling that, what am I doing? So we set up Abhivyakti to provide a space, not just to children, but to parents and grandparents, all adults. It's like, you could be single, you could be a couple, you could be just about anybody. We want them to come to us as individuals. The promise they need to bring to Abhivyakti is once you cross over a threshold or once you enter into a virtual space, the only mandate is you need to be an individual. आप जो daily roles play करते हो, जिसमें आप एक husband हो, एक wife हो, आप एक सन हो और एक डॉटर हो, आपको वो सब पीछे छोड़ के आना है. क्योंकि beyond being whatever the roles you play every day, you are a person. And as long as an individual, अगर आप अपने अंदर के person में harmony में हो, तो आप एक्सटर्नल वर्ल्ड में भी हार्मनी में ही रहोगे. और ये हार्मनी क्रिएट करने के लिए आपको शायद क्रिएटिव टूल से ज्यादा कोई और पावरफुल मीडियम नहीं मिलेगा जो आपके अंदर की चीजों को हार्मनी में लाती है और आपके एक्सप्रेशन को अनचेन करती है. So that is the primary motive behind setting up Abhivyakti Center for Creative Arts and using creative tools as a medium of expression.
So it's like basically अभी over the period of time और professional life जब चालू हो जाती है या जब खास तौर से ladies की शादी हो जाती है, they don't get time for them. So it's like getting time for yourself and you bring their internal creative things outside and they basically know what they want to do in their life. It's like that.
Gaurav, that is a point over here. It is the kind of a society that we are in also. And it is a point that when you get married, the women are the ones who take up the greater responsibility, be it looking after the child or, be it looking after the affairs of the home. But I think we all have started seeing that things are changing. And things are changing not just in our lives. हमारे आप बहुत हाई परसेंटेज आप देखोगे कि लेडीज जाके बाहर काम करती हैं और आप ये भी देखोगे कि there are men who have started taking bigger responsibility at home. And this messaging is changing, not just in our lives, but you will also see how in the corporate world, how in the advertisements, the messaging is changing in the kind of text which they use. Or the kind of visuals that they create. They are trying to create the cinematic world or the visual world is it works both ways. It will reflect the reality and it will create a new kind of reality where people see it and try to emulate it. दोनों तरफ चलता है. आप reality reflect भी करते हो पर आप नया एक idea और perception भी create करने की कोशिश करते हो जिससे लोग inspire हों. तो आज की दुनिया में ये बदल रहा है और बहुत कुछ बदल रहा है. Your question कि ऐसे काम में जब हम engage करते हैं, is it a way of giving expression to our creativity which was smothered or overwhelmed by other responsibilities? I would say yes, because as a society, I think we place too much of a premium on appreciating financially and emotionally. We place a higher premium on skills which are more technical, and we don't place too much of a premium on skills which are creative. उन चीज़ों का appreciation भी कम है. But what I believe and what we believe at Abhivyakti is that there are people who build software, there are people who build products, but there are people who build people, and we use our creative tools to build people, and that is what we try to do.
There is one more aspect to it, Gaurav, and this is an experience that you gain and you experience it yourself, and that is how you think of a concept like this. Is that once we all, men and women, we have been working in corporates. I'm not saying that people working for corporate firms do not have passions, but they forget their passions. They're not able to get time for those hobbies or passions when you do something and you are able to do it for such a long while that you don't realize that you've been doing it for 2 hours. And that is what is required for people who've been so stressed out working in different corporates and different other professions, even entrepreneurs for that matter. So the reason behind thinking of Abhivyakti was that one, children should get a platform to experience different types of art, different forms of art, and adults should be able to get a platform to take out time for different forms of art and different types of passions that they have, so that they are reconnected or they remain connected with it. Okay, and they have some fun evenings, at least on weekends, and they go back happy. So that was the basic reason. And then for senior citizens, it's like a place where, okay, I can keep making new friends. I can make friends with small children when I'm going there for a theatre workshop. I can make friends with probably some other women and men of different age, like a younger age group. And along with that, I have been sitting at home and reading a newspaper with my chai, the way I always do. But this time, I can at least on a weekend go to the library and make my own chai the way I like it and sit with somebody else and read a book. So that is the kind of environment that we wanted to give to different age groups, and that's why Abhivyakti.
So how was your professional life before you started Abhivyakti Center for Creative Arts?
It was very interesting. I have been a communication professional since about 20 years. Started with an advertising firm and then got into public relations, into different agencies. Learned a lot, didn't know public relations was so interesting, understood various forms of communication, and then started loving crisis communications. And then got into corporate communications, and life has been very, very interesting throughout while I was learning so much.
As for me, Gaurav, I am also from the Indian Institute of Mass Communication. Though I did it from Dhenkanal, and then I came to Delhi looking for a job. I started working with a television company in the beginning, and then I moved on to the internet division in Hindustan Times. Subsequently, I started working with the developmental sector. I work with lots of developmental sector organizations. Before we started Abhivyakti, I was working with a not-for-profit. It dealt in the field of environment. There's a very quick story that I want to tell you. So while I was working for the not-for-profit, we had a CSR initiative for a multinational company. And as part of the CSR initiative, उन्हें एक स्कूल में जाके एक बटरफ्लाई गार्डन सेटअप करना था. तो मेरा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी था उसको strategizing communication, procuring the plants, getting them to do the plantation. So the good part being that उस CSR activity के बाद जिस स्कूल में उन्होंने किया, मैं उस स्कूल के बहुत पास रहती थी. तो सिंस खुद आपका इन्वॉल्वमेंट है उसमें, तो आई वॉज वेरी क्यूरियस और मैं जाके देखती रहती थी कि वो गार्डन कैसा बना, अब कौन से स्टेज पे पहुंचा वो बटरफ्लाई गार्डन. तो धीरे धीरे आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू से कि स्कूल ने उसका बहुत ही अच्छा ख्याल रखा. तो आप अगर किसी एक पॉइंट में जाएंगे जहाँ पे आप समर के सीजन हैं, बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाट बटरफ्लाई इज लाइक, आप वहाँ पे ना पूरा बटरफ्लाई का लाइफ साइकिल देख सकते हैं, फ्रॉम दी eggs they lay to the caterpillar and then the chrysalis. and आप अगर बहुत ही लकी हैं, which I was, you get to see जब एक बटरफ्लाई chrysalis से निकलती है और वो एक ज़मीन पे बैठ के स्ट्रगल कर रही होती है क्योंकि उसके पंख सूखने होते हैं और तभी वो उड़ पाएगी. तो मैंने वो भी देखा. धीरे धीरे क्या हुआ कि वो जो बटरफ्लाई गार्डन है उस स्कूल के लिए वो एक बटरफ्लाई गार्डन के कॉर्नर में एक जगह बन गई जहाँ पे स्कूल के जब VIP गेस्ट आते थे तो उनका स्पेशल लंच होता था वहाँ पे. उसके बाद स्कूल में जब कुछ बच्चे अपने स्कूल की पोस्ट्स के लिए इलेक्शन कैंपेनिंग कर रहे थे, तो एक एजेंडा में एक मिडिल स्कूल के बच्चे ने कहा कि उसका एक एजेंडा पॉइंट कैंपेनिंग में था कि मैं ये बटरफ्लाई गार्डन को अपग्रेड करूंगा. तो वो एक उनके इलेक्शन कैंपेन का भी रैलिंग पॉइंट बन गया. उसके बाद एक बाहर से मलेशिया से एक स्कूल के बच्चे आए जिन्होंने पूरा लाइफ साइकिल देखा उसमें, और उसमें बहुत सारे बच्चे थे जिन्होंने कहा कि हम ये पहली बार देख रहे हैं. My point simply being here that what I started realizing was that as a part of my work, be it my corporate work or be it my work for a not-for-profit, what I started understanding was that if I brought in a creative side to any kind of a work, my interest in the other processes of the work was higher, and my productivity in the other processes of the work was higher. I was more satisfied. I wouldn't say happy. Happiness isn't a term that personally, it is not something that I believe in, but I was very satisfied. Even the routine jobs that I did in my office, those things that everybody has to do, documentation, updation, maintaining contacts, calling, networking, those things, when this was a part of my life, those things started seeming, the balance was there. That is what I want to say. So if I was being creative in my work and if I was doing the routine tasks, there was a very happy balance. And and even earlier when I was working with Hindustan Times also, there were lots of instances where I got an opportunity to go out and talk to people as part of the projects that I was doing. And my greatest source of satisfaction lay in listening how people had faced the challenges in their life, and what kind of answers did they have in trying to face it. And then when you came back and listened to those and tried to get back to the daily grind of office, work seemed so much more meaningful. So, trying to get that kind of a balance, and I think it was a culmination that we came to Abhivyakti, and which is why, Deepika's and mine vision and ideas and the bottom line that we wanted was almost similar. So that is how my journey has been.
So how do you both feel when you transform a person's life from a sad people to a happy to go person?
Oh, I wish, Gaurav, we could do that.
Of course, you are doing that because you are taking out people who are busy in their corporate life to the thing which they enjoy to do. So, for example, if
believe me, Gaurav, we are just trying to add a few moments of zing here and there in people's life who I believe everybody, all of us, are trying to make our two ends meet, and especially during this pandemic when so many jobs have gone and then the situation is bad. But in between all of this, while we are doing things for our children, taking on our responsibilities, and probably we've kind of made a community of people who contribute in different ways. Like we have a concept called Mulaqat. So every weekend we have a Mulaqat, not every weekend, but yes, fortnightly, at times every weekend. So in those Mulaqats, लोग आते हैं, वो कभी कभी जो पोएट्री लिखते हैं वो सुनाते हैं, जो ब्लॉग्स लिखते हैं वो सुनाते हैं, कुछ आर्टिस्ट्स हैं जो अपना गाना सुनाते हैं और अपने इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स बजाते हैं, तो उससे एंटरटेनमेंट होता है. उसके बाद कुछ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यूज होते हैं, जैसे हम कभी कभी टॉपिक्स इंट्रोड्यूस कर देते हैं और उस पर अच्छी खासी इतनी लंबी बातचीत हो जाती है कि हम 1 घंटे की मुलाकात रखते हैं और उनसे गुजारिश करते हैं कि थोड़ा जल्दी अगर हम वाइंड अप कर सकें, लेकिन 1.25 घंटे से कम आज तक कोई मुलाकात हुई नहीं. She has actually written a lot of stories which are about people who have gone through different types of experiences, and those are, couple of them are quite famous, and I was reading a couple of her stories, and after she has actually interviewed them and literally known each aspect of their life and experienced it, then while she is doing these mulaqats and people opening up and talking about themselves and talking about issues like mental stress, different types of mental disorders, depression, and I'm sure she must be having her own version, her own experience while she's dealing with it. But yes, every day we are learning.
Gaurav, very quickly, just 2 examples. I won't take too much time on this. One example, during our Baithaks, when there was a person who came and said that this is the first time that she had spoken about her problem. आज तक उन्होंने अपने इस इशू के बारे में किसी से कभी बात नहीं की है. एक ये वाला इंस्टेंस. और एक अभी हमने रिसेंटली बच्चों के साथ वर्कशॉप किया था जहाँ पे हमने उन्हें जंगल कोलाज बनाना सिखाया. वी टेक हम बहुत कोशिश करते हैं कि हम वो आइडियाज इंट्रोड्यूस करें हमारे आर्ट्स में जो सस्टेनेबल लिविंग के साथ जुड़ी हुई हैं. आप सीखते हैं नेचर के साथ हार्मनी में रहना. तो उसमें से एक बच्चे ने आके कहा कि दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम मैंने एक जानवर बनाया है. बहुत सारी ड्राइंग्स की है, वो मंडलास बनाते हैं, बहुत बनाते हैं. पर वो दोनों बच्चों ने, एक बाहर से थी बच्ची, एक कुवैत से थी और एक दिल्ली से थी. तो उन दोनों ने पहली बार हमारे वर्कशॉप में एक जानवर बनाया था. तो इतनी छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, बट इट मीन्स अ लॉट. एंड आई कैन ओनली टेल यू कि आप जब ये कह रहे हैं कि क्या हमने किसी की लाइफ को इतना इम्पैक्ट किया है, वो बहुत बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है गौरव टू से दैट आपने किसी की लाइफ को इम्पैक्ट किया है. पर जब लोग आके ऐसी बातें कहते हैं तो आई ओनली हैव एंड वी एट अभिव्यक्ति ओनली हैव अ सेंस ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड कि हम एटलीस्ट ये स्पेस क्रिएट कर सके उनके लिए. लाइफ में छोटी छोटी चीजों के लिए दैट ग्रैटिट्यूड इज लाइक सो इम्पोर्टेंट. It is makes you feel more and more humble that you are just a small part of the so many things that are happening around you.
So what all type of hobbies people come and do at your center or online, and is there any extraordinary hobby which a person has came and did at your center or online?
Gaurav, right now there are lots of things which are on. We are already doing a music class. We have a doodling session that is running. We have a creative writing session that is already on, and we have children in the creative writing class not only from India but also from the US. They are coming. We have a set of amazing mentors. Subsequently we'd like to talk about our mentors also, to say that if there is something very unusual that people came and did, I would go back to that one example where the children said that for the first time they had tried drawing an animal. I would also say that in our doodling class which is going on right now, there were children who were reluctant to join. मतलब हम नहीं करना चाहते हैं, पता नहीं कैसा होगा. But we had the class and the kind of response that you get from the children. I believe that children are the hardest segment to believe. आप बच्चों को किसी चीज के लिए कन्विंस करके खुश कर लोगे तो आपने बहुत बड़ी चीज अचीव कर ली है. तो वो बच्चे आके इतना खुश हुए क्लास में कि वो अपने कजन्स को भी बुला रहे थे. मैम मेरा कजन भी है यहाँ पे, ही इज ऑल्सो सीइंग हाउ दिस डूडलिंग इज डन. वो इतना दिस सच अ बिग रिवॉर्ड इन इटसेल्फ कि आप अगर कुछ करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो तो आगे से जो बहुत ही रिलक्टेंट था वो इतने एंथुजियाज्म के साथ पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं उसमें. So it is like this is what we wanted to do.
मेरे लिए तो जब मैं देखती हूँ कि different type of people have tried their hands. So there was a 16-year-old girl who had joined one of our mulaqats. Mulaqat जो थी वो role of media एक topic of discussion था. So she joined in because there was editor of the Quint and certain Indian Express से एक बहुत senior journalist हैं, film critic. तो वो भी थी. तो obviously 16-year-old girl, she was interested in mass communication and she joined it and she had some very, very, what should I say, different type of questions to ask, and she had the courage to really get into a discussion in which there were such senior people who were giving their point of views, and she asked her questions, and until the time she was satisfied we had to answer it because she had an equal foothold to ask because it was a mulaqat. It was not as though she was a student and we were kind of lecturing her, right? It is an equal platform and you have equal opportunity to ask a question. So she came out really, really strong in that mulaqat, and we as parents of those 16-year-olds probably understood how differently these children are growing up and how strong their point of views are. These are experiences which I think are fantastic, and there were other people who came on board who, like for example, somebody who's giving the doodling class is somebody who she used to top in school and college, but she got married very early and got into the family way, and today, since a few years, she has actually emerged as a fantastic artist. These are the experiences which give you immense joy.
Who was the youngest and the eldest person to join your mulaqat session, and what hobbies did they try in that session?
Youngest is like Deepika just mentioned, the 16-year-old. And the oldest, as of now, I think we have had people in the 60-65 age category also who have joined us in the Betaks. And while the youngest, of course, owing to the age, is an aspirant for a mass comm institution, the oldest has been somebody who has been an award-winning author and writer of children's books and educationist herself. तो इट्स नॉट जस्ट कि मतलब एज ग्रुप में डाइवर्सिटी है, हमारे पास मतलब अक्रॉस ज्योग्राफीज भी उतनी ही डाइवर्सिटी है. And we are so glad that we are this one big family pan India across the world also. So it's beautiful. The virtual world also has these wonderful opportunities.
I think youngest and the oldest, and these incidences will keep going on. There are people who are opening up totally on topics which you could never imagine.
So how was the reaction of your family members when you shared with them that okay, you are trying to start a journey as an entrepreneur and would be starting Abhivyakti soon?
My parents are still struggling to understand what exactly I do. Okay.
I'll agree with Deepika over there. It's a very vague concept for them.
Yeah. My father is we are from Lucknow. My father is a academician. He was a professor of physics. He only understands clean cut professions, and he took quite a number of years to understand what mass communication was. When I joined IMC, he said, "Okay, you're going somewhere and doing something." But yes, in order to actually convince him, I've done some lot of hard work. I went back. And he wanted me to be a class 1 gazetted officer. So I said, okay, I don't want to be a civil servant. I will be an army officer. So I went through the SSB. Okay, I cleared it, got the call letter and gave it to him. And I said, this is the call letter from the army. Either I join the army or you let me do what I want to do. So it was an interesting journey. He is still struggling to understand what I do. But along what he understands is, one, I teach as well. So I teach mass comm students, graduation and post-graduation students. So that's something that he understands. And apart from that, when he looks at these videos, he feels great about them. So he really feels that I'm doing something which is different, but maybe good for the society.
Gaurav, my parents, basically had two questions to ask me when I started. When I told them that I was going to do Abhivyakti, they asked me that, are you sure you can do it? You have a plan? What happens if it does not work out? So once they were convinced on the 2 points, it wasn't difficult. In terms of, like I've been away from home to work and do my job, and they do know that, we are capable of handling our lives. So those were the two primary questions that they wanted to know, if I was very sure of what I was doing and what happens if it doesn't work out. There are so many high chances, right? You must always consider the possibility that it doesn't work. So what happens in that case? So these were the only two things. So once they were convinced I could do it, it was fine.
So nice. So what all challenges have you faced in your journey?
Okay, Gaurav, we started out we were supposed to go totally offline on the ground. We had a center and everything in April, and then in March the pandemic happened. So that was the biggest challenge that we faced. But again, Gaurav, when we have a challenge, there are kind of two ways of looking at it. You can ask a question that and say that I don't know what to do now, but you can change your perspective and ask, is there something that I can do now? So, in that sense, the virtual world, in fact, has turned out to be a fantastic opportunity for us to connect to people all over the globe. The physical center, while it would have, remained to a particular geography, and though, of course, even now we have plans to open our center across India in different cities. But in the meanwhile, the virtual world, we've been actually able to connect to people from all the states, actually, and even outside India. So while that was a challenge, there was the seed of an opportunity in that also. And also, again, the kind of an age group also that we have been able to reach out to in terms of, again, it being in the virtual world. So, that has again allowed us to not only build a very good community online and create our own brand online. So the pandemic actually, instead of being a period which is extremely challenging or negative, it has turned out to be a wonderful opportunity for us, in building our brand and in building a community, in reaching out to people, in sharing our vision, actually, that it is a space where you are allowed to come and express yourself the way you want to. and what is your individual expression, and we give you so many tools to do that. You be a part of our classes, you be a part of our Baitak, they've been a part of our theatre workshops, and we are again, subsequently we can talk about it, we are again building a module for children and youth again. When there's a storm, it's a kind of an example that I take from the natural world. When there's a storm, the trees will break, and there's a lot of disruption in the natural world also. But when there is a storm, it will also disperse the seed far and wide. So every challenge is also an opportunity, and which is what this time has been for us.
Apart from what Vijaya said, I can tell you something which is very real, which is that I have called up Vijaya and I said, Vijaya, I don't know. ये सब कुछ जो चल रहा है, और अब बच्चे बाहर निकलेंगे नहीं, बड़े बाहर निकलेंगे नहीं, सीनियर सिटीजन्स के तो नाम मत लो, तो अब हम करेंगे कैसे और क्या होगा? तो biggest challenge, which is mental challenge. So it was a huge challenge, and the biggest thing is that, because the best decision which I took was to collaborate with Vijaya, because both of us together, when you are into a storm, and when two of you are there in the storm, and your point of view is kind of clear to each other, and you kind of respect each other for whatever you are, then you are honest with each other, and you feel that, okay, this is how you're feeling, and you're feeling a little low and out, so you share. Okay, and the other one actually picks up and says, okay, there is enough, and whatever, it will happen, it is a matter of time, let's do this, let's do talk to people, increase the community, do some interesting mulakats, do something different, and maybe she came up with some concepts of doodling and different floral designs and stuff like that, which again kind of picks you up from that particular mental zone, and then you start working again with the same vigor and with the same zeal. These are personal challenges that you have, but the fact is that you had something to cling on in terms of work, which kept her going, and that's how both of us were able to handhold each other and get through it. And I'm sure we will be able to make a lot of difference once the pandemic is over and we are all doing absolutely normally.
So any incidents which motivated you to start Abhivyakti?
Gaurav, when I was much younger, when I was in school, I was very interested in art and music. I used to draw and sketch, and again, singing was again something I liked, and reading was always, it has been and will always remain my first love, I think. But subsequently, once you start getting into a job, and then you get married and you have a life, and sometimes these interests fall by the side. आप करना भी अगर चाहते हो तो आपको उतना वक्त नहीं मिलता है करने का, या आप शायद बहुत टायर्ड हो, और स्पेशली जब आप 20s और 30s में होते हो और आप जॉब कर रहे होते हो, तो वो टाइम होता है जब आप मैक्सिमम सीख सकते हो और आप लॉन्ग आवर्स भी करते हो, बिकॉज आपको लगता है कि अभी आपके पास फिजिकल एनर्जी भी है, एज भी आपकी तरफ है, तो आप इस मौके में जितना सीख सकते हो आप उतना सीख सकते हो. तो उससे में मतलब जैसे खुद को काम में बिल्कुल झोंक दिया, पर आप ये भूल जाते हो कि कुछ चीज़ें थी मेरे 20-30 सालों में, अगर मैं आज एक इंडिविजुअल हूँ तो कुछ और भी चीज़ें थी विच हैज़ हेल्प टू शेप माई आइडेंटिटी. और जब आप पूरा काम ही करना शुरू कर देते हो तो वो चीज़ें जिन्होंने आपकी आइडेंटिटी बिल्ड की, जिसकी वजह से आपने बहुत कुछ सीखा और जिसकी वजह से आप इस तरह का काम का क्वालिटी प्रोड्यूस कर सक रहे हो, वो चीज़ें पीछे रह जाती हैं. तो जैसे मैं आपके साथ पहले शेयर कर रही थी कि प्रोफेशनल वर्ल्ड में जब धीरे धीरे लोगों के साथ जो एक्टिविटीज़ थी जिसमें आप जुड़े रहते थे और आप लोगों की कहानियाँ सुनते थे, तो जितना मैंने खुद को उन एक्टिविटीज़ में इन्वॉल्व किया, तो मुझे लगा कि एक तरीका है कि आप अपने इंटरेस्ट भी वापस लाओ, पर आप अपना प्रोफेशनल काम भी कर सकते हो. आपके जो इंटरेस्ट और हॉबीज़ हैं वो आपकी प्रोफेशनल वर्क की क्वालिटी को सस्टेन करते हैं. आप जो नॉलेज एक्वायर करते हो बाय रीडिंग, वो आपकी प्रोफेशनल वर्क की क्वालिटी को दोबारा से नरिश करता है. आप जब वो चीज़ें साइड में रख देते हो तो समवेयर दैट स्टार्ट्स फॉलिंग शॉर्ट. वो जो एक कनेक्शन होता है, हार्मनी होता है ना, वो टूटना शुरू हो जाता है. सो विच इज़ व्हाट जब अभिव्यक्ति के लिए किया तो मेरे लिए तो वही थॉट था कि एक समन्वय हम बना सकते हैं, और इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू गेट दैट बैलेंस. It is a thing people say कि we were so busy and we couldn't do it, but nobody is asking you to do a revolution actually. आप सुबह उठकर अगर 3 पेजेस पढ़ सकते हो, या एक छोटा सा ड्राइंग बना सकते हो अगर आपको ड्राइंग का शौक है, आप एक गाना गा सकते हो अपने लिए, तो वो भी बहुत अच्छी बात है. एंड साइंस विल ऑल्सो टेल यू दैट सिंगिंग इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ योगा. आप जब पूरे मन से और पूरी एंजॉयमेंट के साथ गाते हो, it's called Vaikari Yoga. So, and yoga is again something which teaches you not only how to balance your body when you do those difficult postures actually, but it is also something which helps you to balance your inside. So, finding that little bit of time every day to do the things, it's a happy balance. बोलना बहुत आसान है. It's not easy to do it, we can say from our personal experience. But one should certainly try to do it. And which was the thought behind Abhivyakti? You come and just be yourself. Do what you want. Nobody is like telling you, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. You give your idea, you give your expression. We give you a set of people and facilitators who will help you to shape your experience in your way, which is what we try to do.
I have a sequence of events while I was in the job. I was traveling a lot. I was doing my job like any other professional would have. It was consecutively, I think, thrice that I went to Bombay and came back. Bombay, Hyderabad, Chennai. I went in the morning and came back at the night. And one night when I came back, it was 12 o'clock in the night, and I saw my 5-6-year-old daughter, sleeping. That day, I decided that, okay, I have to do something about this. That was the first incident. Then the second incident was when there was this huge production which happened in the school where my daughter actually studies. It was a huge production. We did it for can support. So while that was happening, I saw the parents who were either doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs, businessmen, everybody taking out that time, at least 2 hours per day, which is a huge amount of time for a professional. They were taking out that time and coming and practicing for that drama and putting in that kind of effort, because the quality had to be, it was a ticketed event and we did it for 3 days. It was a ticketed event and it went all full house. So because of that, I kind of felt that, okay, these are the set of parents who are so happy when they're involved in a activity apart from their professions. And they all came back to me because I was somebody who was taking care of the music. They said, can we continue this? Because it has added so much of happiness to our lives, so much of happiness to our routine lives. That was a second sequence of event which added that zing in me that, okay, I have to do something about this. And that is when I kind of shared this. Vijaya was a friend and I kind of shared it with her and I said, I want to do something about this. Do you think this is a good idea and do you think you can contribute? So, and she having her own background, she came back with several ideas and we started collaborating and we came back with this concept called Abhivyakti.
एंटरप्रेन्योर की लाइफ में एक चीज जरूर रखनी है, चाहे कोई भी हो, क्योंकि वर्ड बोलते हैं क्विटिंग. तो आप लोग भी कभी क्या बार सोचते हो कि क्विट. तो हाउ डू यू मोटिवेट ईच अदर कि नहीं, क्विट नहीं करना है, जर्नी चालू रखनी है, अभी बहुत टाइम है.
देखिए, ये जो आपने बात कही है ना, ये बहुत ही गलत बात कही है, क्योंकि क्विट तो वो करते हैं जो जॉब करते हैं. अब भाई किसी और के लिए आप काम कर रहे हैं तो आप क्विट करने की सोच सकते हैं क्योंकि आप कुछ और करने लग जाएंगे. ठीक है, जब आप खुद के लिए कर रहे हैं, जब आप अपनी खुशी के लिए कर रहे हैं, तो आप क्विट कहाँ से करेंगे? आप क्विट कर ही नहीं सकते. क्विट तो आ ही नहीं सकता एज अ क्वेश्चन.
जावेद अख्तर की पोइट्री का लाइन है, वो कहते हैं कि क्यों डरे जिंदगी में क्या होगा, कुछ ना होगा तो तजुर्बा होगा. It's a very good line which keeps you going every time. And I'll tell you one thing that I have understood. There are so many instances when you start working, right? कहीं ना कहीं पे आप कोई गलती करते हो, कहीं पे कोई embarrassing moment होता ही है, सबके साथ होता है. It's been the case with me also. But what I have always found is that उस embarrassing moment में आपने कोई गलती कर दी, if you were to just take a step back and then if you were to just look and say and try to analyze that why did this happen, and if you don't beat yourself up about it, अरे मैंने क्यों कर दिया, I am so bad, I shouldn't have done this and I should have done it better, and अपने ऊपर आप बस लाते चले जाओ एक के बाद एक चीज. पर अगर आप थोड़ा सा पीछे हट के अगर आप ये देखो ना कि वो क्यों हुआ, या अगर आप पूछो कि उसको करने का क्या एक और तरीका है, I have found that invariably there is a way to do it. So it is only a matter of asking yourself a question. So when you fail, somehow that will be the best lesson in your life you have ever learned. If you are always succeeding, Gaurav, I can tell you 100% that one day you are going to fall and be in such trouble that you will not know how to get up. But when you fail, you are more confident and you are more stronger because you've learned 5 things, which success would have taught you only one thing. So I guess, that every day when you wake up, that is a very good motivation for me to start going that. Thank God I'm alive today. Thank God the sun is still shining. Thank God I have another day where I can do one good thing. Let me not say I want to do 10 things. बहुत बड़ा goal post है. But I can certainly do one thing today.
When did you both met first time, and when you both seated and discussed the idea face to face, how was the reaction of both of you?
I think I will give an interesting story. Okay, the thing is that हमने कभी दो कॉर्पोरेट्स की तरह जैसे कोलैबोरेशन होता है ना, वो हमने कभी किया नहीं, ठीक है, और हमने और ना ही करने का कोई इरादा है. मैं एक दिन मैंने विजया को बोला कि उस वक्त भी सर्दी का मौसम था और बातचीत करने का मन था, जो कि मेरा हमेशा होता है. तो मैंने विजया को फोन किया कि मैं मिलना चाहती हूँ. So she said, हाँ आ जाओ. तो I picked her up from her house and we went to a टपरी चाय पीने के लिए. तो हम वो जो रोड साइड में टपरी होती है ना, उस पे हम जब गए, हमने अपनी छोटी छोटी वो कटिंग चाय ली और आराम से बैठे गाड़ी के अंदर और थोड़ा बाहर घूमे और फिर हम लोग बातें कर रहे थे.
हमने एक फोटो खींच के अपने बाकी दोस्तों को भी भेजा कि हम कितना विंटर का एंजॉय ले रहे हैं.
और उसमें एज यूजुअल विजया बीइंग विजया, वो मुझे बहुत सारे तरीके बता रही थी. तब तक ये था कि मैं कुछ करना चाह रही हूँ, लाइक तब तक इतनी क्लैरिटी नहीं थी. तो वो मुझे मदद करने के लिए कुछ आइडियाज दे रही थी कि कहाँ से फंडिंग मिल सकती है, कैसे हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. तो बिकॉज आई वॉज अंडर अ लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर ऑफ थिंकिंग दैट देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट विच विल बी इन्वॉल्व्ड. So she was helping me, and while she was giving me so many solutions for the problems which were existing in my brain, I was listening to her and I was thinking that why am I listening to the solutions? Why are we not executing it together? So that is when actually the idea of coming together and doing it rather than just taking her advice and me executing it struck me. And I kind of asked her. She said, okay, give me time, because she always evaluates. So she evaluated the whole idea, she weighed it, and then she came back to me and she said, okay, let's do it, because the cause seems to be interesting and good and suiting me. So that is how it happened. So it's over tapri chai wali.
Yes.
Tapri.
Yes, that's a milestone in our journey, Gaurav. Very important milestone, tapri.
So you started a company to basically, it's like a stress booster. Whenever people try these hobbies, तो उससे ज़्यादा बड़ा स्ट्रेस बूस्टर कोई नहीं हो सकता है. चाहे वो ड्राइंग करे, चाहे वो सिंगिंग करे, चाहे कुछ भी करे, चाहे वो अपनी चाय बनाए, तब भी वो अपना स्ट्रेस बूस्ट कर रहा है. If he loves to make chai. Now, when you are in a corporate culture, you know कि okay, at the end of the month, this would be my paycheck. But when you are an entrepreneur, you don't know what would be your paycheck. So coming out from your comfort zone and starting all over again, wasn't it difficult?
Gaurav, what I think is when you're starting out to be an entrepreneur, there are several ways to do it, right? You can get a venture capitalist to give you a funding, and then there are some goals you have to live by, right? You can invest your own funds and do it. So Deepika and I are bootstrappers. We have invested our funds in doing it. So basically we are our own boss. We are not answerable to anybody. तो आप अगर कहीं पे answerable नहीं हो तो stress level वैसे ही बहुत नीचे हो जाता है. She has to talk to me and I have to talk to her. बस उतना ही करना है हमें. फंड्स हमारे हैं तो हमारे लिए कोई दूसरा आदमी गोल्स नहीं सेट करता. कि आपको 15th ऑफ दिस मंथ तक आपका डिलीवरेबल ये है. डिलीवरेबल्स के गोल्स भी हमारे ही हैं. हम जिस स्पेस पे जाना चाहते हैं, गौरव, वी बिलीव इन अ फिलॉसफी इन अभिव्यक्ति. आपने वो विनी द पू के कार्टून्स देखे होंगे, है ना? उसकी एक लाइन है जो हमारे लिए फिलॉसफी है. In one of the cartoons, Winnie the Pooh says that rivers know it. There is no hurry. You will reach there one day, which is what we believe in. We believe in setting in our own pace. And because we are bootstrappers and we are our own bosses and we are not answerable to anybody, it becomes that much more easier to actualize your dream. आपने जो सोचा है उसको अपने तरीके से करने का. The corporate world again is that you are implementing somebody else's vision, and there is a tremendous amount to learn in a job when you're doing a job. आप corporate job कर रहे हो या जो भी कर रहे हो, आप बहुत कुछ सीखते हो. It is kind of the basis of your whole life, and it helps you to understand कि at the end of the day आप करना क्या चाहते हो. अब आपने इतने 20 साल इतनी सारी चीजें कर ली, आपने इतना कुछ सीखा, पर आप आगे क्या करना चाहते हो. तो उस हिसाब से तो मतलब मैं कहूँगी कि स्ट्रेस लेवल बस इतना होता है कि हमें आज ये न्यू क्लास स्टार्ट करनी है, एक न्यू एक्टिविटी लोगों को देना है. हाउ डू यू मेक दैट वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग? आप उसको इंटरैक्टिव कैसे बनाते हो? आप ये कैसे इंश्योर करते हो कि जो उसको ज्वाइन कर रहा है उसमें उसका एक्सप्रेशन दिखाई दे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, और हमारा काम इतना ही रहे कि हम उस एक्सप्रेशन को और स्केल अप करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. तो आप उस तरह का इंटरैक्टिव मॉड्यूल कैसे डिज़ाइन करोगे? आप किस तरह के सवाल पूछोगे? किस तरह का एटमॉस्फेयर उनके लिए क्रिएट करोगे? तो हमारे लिए मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस ये होते हैं. एंड आई एम श्योर यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कि जब आप इन चीज़ों पे बात करते हो, अगर मैं और दीपिका फ़ोन उठा के बात करते हैं और हम 1 घंटा भी बात कर रहे हैं, तो ये वाले क्वेश्चंस पे डिस्कशन करने में कभी स्ट्रेस नहीं होता है. एक से दूसरी से तीसरी आपका दिमाग घूमता ही रहता है कि हाउ टू मेक इट बेटर. सो बट अगेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में देयर इज नो राइट एंड देयर इज नो रॉन्ग. आप अगर वीसी से वाला रास्ता अपनाना चाहते हो जहाँ पे आप वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट को जा रहे हो, यू डूइंग योर फंड्स, या हमारी तरह अगर आप बूटस्ट्रैपिंग करना चाहते हो, but you have to be very very sure about a few things. Why are you doing it? What is it are you doing? Do you have a backup plan? Be 100% sure that this might fail. Then what? Are you ready for that? And again, you have to be extremely sure that for the initial few years you're not going to get any profits. Can you exist on that model? These are the questions you must answer, and you must answer a question that do you have a plan B with you? Do you have a network of good mentors, people who are your sounding board, who can listen to your problems and give you solutions? And how much of a faith do you have in each other as co-founders? Are you on the same page? And when you start out, before you start out, have you spoken about every negative thing that can happen? Because आपने अगर 20 नेगेटिव चीजें भी सोच ली ना, मेरे साथ ये हो सकता है, तो वो 21वीं चीज भी हो जाएगी. So, which is what you should always be prepared for. So, stress is, this is how we handle stress, I'll ask and leave it to Deepika.
मुझे लगता है कि ये बहुत ही बड़ा डिसीजन है, क्योंकि एकदम कॉन्ट्रास्टिंग लाइफ हो जाती है आपकी, जहाँ एक तरफ बहुत कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ में आप काफ़ी काम कर रहे होते हैं और व्हाटएवर, लेकिन पैसे के मामले में एकदम फ्लरिशिंग लाइफ होती है. तो आप सोचते नहीं हैं एकदम कि आपको क्या खरीदना है, क्या नहीं खरीदना है, कैसे अपनी लाइफ को थोड़ा सा सिंपल करना है. ये सब चीज़ें आपके दिमाग को छू के भी नहीं जाती, ठीक है ना. तो आप एक लाविश लाइफ जी रहे होते हैं. जब आप एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने लगते हो और आप अपना आप वो लाइफ छोड़ते हो जहाँ पे फ्री फ्लोइंग कंटिन्यूअस मंथली इनकम आ रही है, और उसके बाद आप खुद जनरेट कर रहे हो और कुछ सालों तक आपके पास वो इनकम नहीं आएगी, तो बहुत सारे अगर आपके ऊपर लायबिलिटीज और भी हैं, तो आपको उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए बहुत और मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. आपको फ्रीलांस वर्क करना पड़ता है, आपको डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ वर्क, जैसे कि मैं पढ़ाती हूँ अभी, आई टीच इन अ यूनिवर्सिटी. सो एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट हो सकता है कि आपको ऑफ एंड ऑन कुछ और काम करना पड़े, कंसल्टेंसीज करनी पड़े, बिकॉज यू नीड फंड्स एंड यू कांट बी जस्ट वेटिंग फॉर योर business to start giving you profits, because that's not something that you are going to eat out of, right? You're going to put that money back into your organization to make it flourish, right? So the fact is there is a lot of effort which goes into it, and there is a lot of stress that you go through, which you have to convert it into thinking positively about the concept, the initiative that you have taken. Okay, so you have to believe, as Vijaya said, you have to believe in what you're doing. Okay, once you know what you're doing and you believe in it, then after that you have to have that faith in your partner, whoever you are working with, that okay, that person is going to, Vijaya is somebody who would help me in case I'm like as I said, I have additional work right now. So I would always pick up a phone on her and say that, listen, I cannot do this, can you do this? So it should be that kind of an understanding, because it can happen that you have additional responsibilities, that she has a lot of additional responsibilities at home. So the fact is that these are ups and downs that you go through, but you have to believe in your concept and keep going at it, and then give yourself that kind of time, have a plan B ready, as already said, and of course keep working till the time you actually believe that you should never let any stone unturned to make it happen.
तो कॉमर्स का पहला रूल है, जब तक रिस्क नहीं लोगे प्रॉफिट आएगा ही नहीं.
Right.
So you have to come out from your comfort zone if you want change in your life. So who are your mentors in life?
Gaurav, for Abhivyakti, we have been very, very fortunate to have very good mentors. और आप भी समझते हैं, मतलब मेंटर्स ऐसे ही नहीं बन जाते. आपका इस काम से पहले का बहुत सालों का एसोसिएशन होता है. कुछ ऐसे लोग होते हैं जिनका विजन आपकी तरह का है, जो बिल्कुल जैसे आपकी तरह, एटलीस्ट दीपिका और मैं, वी आर नॉट एंटायरली कमर्शियल माइंडेड कि हम ये करेंगे बिकॉज वी वांट दैट मनी टू कम फ्लोइंग इन. दैट वाज नेवर द ऑब्जेक्टिव. So we have Benita Sen. She's an award-winning writer. She's an educationist. She's an environmentalist. She's our mentor. We have Mr. V. Ramesh. He is an extremely well-known artist. He has showed his works in India and abroad. He was at the head of the Department of Art in Visakhapatnam University. And it's very unfortunate, actually, we lost him. Gautam Lahiri was also our mentor. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's this very, very wonderful artist, a veteran of the Delhi rock and blues scene. And he passed away. He was also a mentor. And the one thing that runs like a common thread in our mentors, be it Benita or be it Mr. V. Ramesh or be it Mr. Gautam Lahiri, it is, they believe that what is our vision, that when you have to express yourself, you should always express yourself in your manner, without any fear of being judged or being criticized by others. And all of them, like us, they believe in the freedom of expression. And all of them, again, there have been people who don't give up. I mean, Benita she's a senior citizen now. But her enthusiasm and her strength, and every day she comes up with new ideas. And whenever you have a problem, and if you want to talk to a mentor, we go back and talk to them, and they'll always be ready to talk to you about something. They'll always give you a patient hearing. They'll have these tens of ideas because they are so experienced. So that way, I think we have been so lucky to have these wonderful people as our mentors. And they are not just our mentors from a distance, they are a part of our activities also. So they are active mentors, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, for Abhivyakti, we've been lucky to have such fantastic mentors, especially Benita, who has been such a wonderful combination of knowing today's generation very well. In life, personally, I would say the maximum strength and maximum learnings that I have derived are from my own mother.
What would be your suggestion? An entrepreneur should start his journey right after graduating, or should he first do job, gain some experience, and then start his entrepreneur journey?
Gaurav, again, I would say that there is no absolute right and wrong to entrepreneurship. So there are people who come from business families themselves, and from childhood they've seen how the business is being run and operated, and after a certain age they would be helping their family members run their business in a particular manner. Then they go out and study in the same field. So for that kind of a setting where you already have a lot of exposure to such things, you can come back and be an entrepreneur right away if that is what suits you. The other thing again is taking the route that we have taken. That we have been in corporate worlds and we've been in not-for-profits and in the developmental sector and the purely commercial sector. And along the way, we have learned. I think the only one thing that you need to remember if you are doing your own work always is to be using whatever time you have. You must use that time if you're very sure that this is what I want to do. You must be, you must read a lot about it. Listen to podcasts, read, talk to people who have similar ventures, see what worked for them and see what did not work for them. More see what did not work for them and see if you have a better idea. If you don't have a better idea, never feel shy of going and talking to people and asking for their ideas. You should never hold back and say that, मैं अपना काम शुरू कर रहा हूँ और अगर मैं किसी से जाके पूछूंगा कि ये कैसे करते हैं तो उसे लगेगा कि अच्छा इसको तो कुछ आता ही नहीं है. Seriously, that is not the case at all. The more you talk to people, the more you open yourself up to their experiences, people who you trust and people who you believe in, people who are willing to share their experience. Go and talk to them, read as much as you can. If you are looking to be updated with industry trends, you can go to these social media platforms and you can do these courses which they have. There are paid courses and there are free courses. And if you just need to be updated with the trends, you can just do these courses for free also. They're wonderful courses where people come and talk about their journeys and you learn so much. You can actually go into paid courses if it is a very technical kind of a skill that you are looking for. And in the world that we are living today, there are these tons of podcasts that are available to you. Go and read them. So learn and gain knowledge from as many sources as you can. Look at your financial condition. Always remember that when you are doing entrepreneurship, initially there'll be, you cannot attend all those wonderful festivals and marriages and everything, and life cannot be the same. You will have to compromise on certain things. But you chose that for yourself because you believed in your idea and you wanted to implement the idea. Also remember as an entrepreneur that you have decided to start this journey. Are your family members willing to be on board? Are you willing to put them through the same hardship? That probably you are going to be absent in their life for a particular, moment of time. So always talk to your family members before that this is what I'm going to do. These are the hours that it will consume. Initially, this is what my life is going to be. So when you start doing that, the misunderstandings are lower. Of course, there will be disagreements along the way. पर आप उनको एक premise तो दिखा देते हो ना कि ये मेरी life इस तरह की होने वाली है because I made a choice. So these are the things you have to be very careful about the financial bit, if you're starting out again. I mean, if you have one person in the family who is a strong earning member और आपकी ये जो डेली की नीड्स होती हैं, ये बिल भरना और स्कूल में पढ़ाना और आपके डेली के खर्चे, अगर कोई वो आपका ध्यान रख रहा है तो मे बी यू कैन परस्यू योर ड्रीम विद अ पैशन. या आपकी किटी में उतना मनी है आपके पास कि आप अगर थोड़ा सा इधर उधर भी हो गया तो आप वो हिट ले सकते हो अगर आपके पास वो है. और आपके डेली की जो चीज़ें हैं, आप अगर सिंगल पर्सन हो तो योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टुवर्ड्स योर फैमिली, अगर आप फैमिली मेम्बर हो तो बच्चों की पढ़ाई ये वो अगर सिक्योर रहे. So these are the couple of things that you should be very careful when you're starting out as an entrepreneur, and having a great set of mentors on board who you can call up anytime and talk about anything, and a set of trusted friends who will stand by you. And it is okay if you've gone and spoken to them after 1 year because you were doing something. So the risk factors, a support system, the financial conditions, willingness to talk to as many people, listen, gain knowledge. Those are the things that I think that are very important as an entrepreneur before you start your work.
See, my say is very clear that किसी के लिए काम करना बहुत ज़रूरी है पहले. I understand entrepreneurship can happen at any age and आप fresh graduate होके भी बन सकते हैं, लेकिन attitude में जो अंतर आता है जब आप किसी के लिए काम करते हैं और आप सीख जाते हैं कि तरीके क्या होते हैं काम करने के, वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. क्योंकि एक बार वो आपके अंदर, क्योंकि वो एज ऐसी होती है जब आप फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट होते हैं तो तब आपके अंदर वो एटीट्यूडनल चेंज एकदम से आना एक्सपीरियंस के थ्रू बड़ा ही मुश्किल है, क्योंकि पैशन बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. तो आप किसी के साथ जब काम कर लेते हैं तो थोड़ा सा एक्सपीरियंस आपको इस बात का आ जाता है कि देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड SOPs, स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसीजर्स होते हैं कुछ चीज़ों को करने के लिए. कुछ काम को बढ़ने के लिए कुछ वक्त लगता है. और वो किस तरीके से बढ़ता है कि कंसिस्टेंसी बहुत ज़रूरी होती है उसमें एफर्ट पुट करने की। तो ये सब जो चीज़ें होती हैं जब आपको उस वक्त कही जाती हैं तो आप उस चीज़ को मानते नहीं हैं, आप इमोशंस पे बहुत ज़्यादा अपना आपका स्ट्रेस रहता है। तो मुझे लगता है कि आप किसी के लिए थोड़ी एक चाहे 2 साल काम करें लेकिन काम ज़रूर करें, जिससे कि आपको वो समझ में आए कि कैसे आप को आगे बढ़ना चाहिए, और उन लोगों के साथ काम करें जहाँ स्पेसिफिकली जो काम आपके बिजनेस से रिलेटेड है वो आप समझ सकें थोड़ा, ठीक है। तो वो एक्सपीरियंस लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है। दूसरा, जैसे विजय ने कहा कि सेट ऑफ मेंटर्स, मतलब कुछ 1-2 लोग आपके ज़िंदगी में ज़रूर होने चाहिए जिनके पास आप जाके एडवाइस ले सकें और उनसे पूछ सकें कि अगर हम ऐसा करें या वैसा करें तो उसका क्या रेपरकशंस होंगे, कैसे हम उस चीज़ को हैंडल कर सकते हैं। काम अगर आप उस वक्त शुरू कर रहे हैं जब आपके ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा लायबिलिटीज़ नहीं हैं, तो आप टोटली थोड़े से मेरी तरह एकदम एब्सोल्युटली पैशनेट भी हो सकते हैं। आप इतना इवैल्यूएशन आपको करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि पीछे बैकअप प्लान और सबकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, उसके बारे में आपको सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। लेकिन आप अगर आपकी एक फैमिली है, बच्चे हैं, और उस वक्त अगर आप सोच रहे हैं तो वो थोड़ा सा वक्त जो है वो क्रूशियल होता है। तो उसमें आपको बहुत ज़्यादा केयरफुल रह के, बैकअप्स देख के, सारा इवैल्यूएशन करके तभी आप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कर सकते हैं।
Are there any shortcut to be successful entrepreneur?
There isn't, Gaurav, I personally don't think there is any shortcut to being an entrepreneur. शॉर्टकट में वो पतली गली से आप जाते हो तो वहाँ पे जनरली अंधेरा और गड्ढे ही होते हैं, तो वो मेन रोड से ही जाना सही रहता है। तो शॉर्टकट्स तो आई डोंट थिंक देयर आर एनी शॉर्टकट्स, बिल्कुल भी नहीं। पर हाँ, मतलब कुछ वो टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स होते हैं जो आप पहले, बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं जिन्होंने आपकी तरह का काम किया है। एक तो इट्स ट्रू दैट आप जो काम कर रहे हो, इट इज नॉट दैट यू आर द फर्स्ट पर्सन इन द वर्ल्ड हु इज डूइंग दैट वर्क। बहुत लोगों ने काम किया। So while there are no shortcuts, you can work smart actually. You can go and meet people like I was mentioning earlier and see, the kind of models that are already there in the market and what fits you, what doesn't fit you. Those are the things you can do. Like I was also mentioning, watching videos and listening to podcasts and reading as much as you can. And basically the thing is to keep an open mind to learning which is coming to you in whatever form. If you are willing to imbibe that learning, and then you go back and see that, okay, this is what is good for me and this is what will not work for me. You try to test it out in certain ways. The long road is always the best road to take. You might arrive at your destination a little late, but you will arrive with a lot of experience and with a lot of confidence, because you have fallen so many times along the way. But each time you have stood up and you have learned something new from that moment when you fell down. तो लंबा रास्ता मेरे हिसाब से वही बेहतर होता है। आपको ज़्यादा लोग भी मिलते हैं उस रास्ते पे और आप ज़्यादा सीखते भी हैं उस रास्ते में। और शॉर्टकट वाले रास्ते में तो like I said, there's more darkness and there are more potholes on that road.
सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन तो मेरा ये है आपसे, जब आपने ये सवाल मुझसे पूछा कि आपको जाना कहाँ है शॉर्टकट लेके, मतलब सक्सेसफुल होना है या कहीं और जाना है, मतलब आपका डेस्टिनेशन क्या है। शॉर्टकट तो तब चाहिए होगा ना कि आपको मालूम हो कि आप यू आर वेरी श्योर कि आपको वहां तक जाना है। देखिए, तरीका दो तरीके हैं। एक कि पैसे कमाने हैं, इफ दैट इज व्हाट द सक्सेस मीन्स टू पीपल, if that is what success is, then you should never pick up a business or a concept like us. Okay. Abhivyakti is not a concept for minting money. It is a concept which is the objective for Abhivyakti is to probably spread happiness, spread sukoon, and gradually when people feel that this is the place to be, it is going to rise and it's going to be a star. Okay. But if success for you is to make money, then you should be picking up a business where you can make quick bucks. Okay, you can be into trading, you can be into something which is product centric. So you have to pick up business on the basis of that.
So true. So tell us about your startup Abhivyakti Center for Creative Arts. So what all people can gain when they come to you?
Gaurav, like we were mentioning earlier on also, Abhivyakti is a place where we let people come and unchain their expressions. We ask them to operate by the templates which are inside themselves and not look at an artificial construction, a template which is outside that you have to copy. How do we do this? Why do we do this? Is because we want people to be in harmony with themselves. The kind of world that we have created for ourselves, and because of our lifestyle choices, it is a world which is extremely volatile. When we talk about the pandemic is only one in a series of so many stressful events that will happen, and they will happen because of our lifestyle choices. So in a world the world per se is always uncertain, but because of our choices, we have made it more volatile. So how do you find that harmony within yourself? You will find that harmony when you're able to express yourself in your own identity. How do you find that harmony in yourself? When you use creative tools. There is a theory of cognition which will tell you that creativity is the basis of human life. And why is that? Because creative tools, they help to sharpen your sensory perceptions. So say that, today you might say that, let me sit down to write an essay. And when you sit down to write that one line on a book, it is very difficult. वो पहली line लिखना बहुत ही मुश्किल है. But what happens is that, if you start thinking that, is there a different way to write that line? और अगर आप thriller लिखने बैठे हो, तो it is most likely कि आप कोई comic story लिख दोगे. But which is all right, and which is what creativity tells you, it is all right. आप जहाँ जाना चाहते थे, शायद आप आज वहाँ नहीं जा रहे हो, पर आप कहीं और जा रहे हो, और वो रास्ता भी है जो आपको आगे लेके जाएगा. So अभिव्यक्ति में we offer tools of photography, creative writing, storytelling. We offer theatre, and we offer music and dance, and we let people explore that uncertainty and the expression inside themselves. When you are more sure of the uncertainty, you are better able to express yourself. And creative tools help you uncover that expression. आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि जब आप कुछ लिख रहे हो, किसी से बात कर रहे हो. Even silence is a form of expression. If you can be silent and listen to somebody, even that is creativity, because you are learning and gaining so much in the process, and you are making the other person feel good that, okay, I am listening to you. So, these are the processes, the deep thinking processes, where we use our creative tools to induce that deep thinking. So we are also working on a kind of a workshop for children and for youth, where we are teaching them, we are using creative tools, and we are using interactive tools to teach them how to respond to the uncertainties in life, the complexities and the uncertainties and topics which are like so taboo. How do you bring them into your conversations? How to have those difficult conversations? And again, we are using tools like journaling. We are using interactive tools where we have people who are going to come and talk about how they face their own obstacles. We are going to be talking about careers which teach you conservation and harmony. There are professions which teach you harmony and conservation in life. And you will find that there is almost every profession which teaches you that. But it all depends on your perception. What kind of a lesson are you taking away? So again, we are using creative tools to build a workshop like that, where we will take the children along with our facilitators with live demonstrations to teach them how to handle these things. For instance, journaling as a tool, it's a scientific fact that when you do journaling, it strengthens your immune system. So science will tell you that, journaling, writing down, if you've been through a traumatic experience and if you write it down, it boosts the production of lymphocytes in your body, and lymphocytes help in building the immune system. So, how science and creativity is again connected. But again, it should all happen in a manner which is interactive and not preachy. So we are working on a module like that, and we'll be taking it to the children and young people very soon.
Those are workshops that we are especially is designing for schools, if they are open to it, institutions and schools. And especially because these are going to be very interesting and interactive workshops.
So what all advices would you like to give to young generation?
To the young generation, so if I go back to the time when I was also much younger, and probably to so many people who are listening, probably they are at the same age. The only one thing that I would like to say is that, whatever is happening around you, it can be the chaos that is happening around you. There may be trouble in your family. There may be beautiful things which are happening around you. But life, will always be kind of flowing around you. Try to find your story in all that chaos. Try to find what can be your story in that, and be very sure that that story will keep changing. When you are 15, you will have a particular kind of a story, and when you're 20, and when you're 40, you will have a particular kind of a story. But what you will always realize is that, from 15 to 20 to 40, the story line might have changed, but the idea in your story that this is what I wanted to do, if you listen to your own story very carefully, that idea will sustain. I'll tell you very quickly, from my when I was in class 10, I wanted to be a writer. But I after a couple of years, I found out that I really did not have it in me to write 6,000 words and write a novel. मतलब मेरे से नहीं होगा, 6,000 शब्द मैं नहीं लिख सकती हूँ. But I still wanted to write. So I went into college. That idea was on the back burner, okay? But I wanted to write. So I went through college, and then I learned about this Mass Communication Institute. And I joined it because, again, that would give me another opportunity to write. So I joined a newspaper, and if I was not writing a novel, I was still writing. Then I went on to work in the corporate world and with the NGOs. And again, my field over there was communication and writing in so many different ways. So what I'm saying is, from 16 to, 30 and then 50, and my story would have changed. But that my interest in writing in so many different forms, that has remained. So whatever happens to you in life, listen to your story and listen to your ideas, and just believe in your ideas, and be very sure of one thing: you will always fail somewhere in life, but that is never the end of life. There is always the seed of hope in wherever you fail, and the biggest chance of success in learning whenever you fail. Those failures are the most important lessons in life.
My message to everybody would be to, there are only two ways of doing something. One, that you have to be, there has to be you should be able to realize that, okay, what is that one thing when I talk about it, when I do it, that is something which is bringing a lot of light on my face. It is bringing joy on my face. So you should be able to pin that down once. Okay, so you should think about what you love doing, and if the earlier you realize it, the better for you. So the earlier you realize that this is something which is bringing you joy, and you know the avenues how to build on it, you will start building on it, and you should start working on it. Second is to be absolutely consistent in working on it, even if the world tells you not to. Okay, so just believe in your dream and just keep consistently working on it. Even if the world says, this is not going to happen, ये तो बहुत ही अजीब बात है, तुम पता नहीं क्या सोच रहे हो, तुमको लगता है कि तुम सिंगर बन सकते हो, तुमको लगता है कि तुम राइटर बन सकते हो. Let the world go to hell. Just keep working at it and believe in it and keep working at it. One day it will definitely work for you. You might be going through an experience wherein you have to do a job, you have to do different things, which are around it and whatever. Ultimately, you will be able to achieve it. And that is what I want to prove by making Vijaya write.
I will wait to call her. Okay, give me an interview as an author.
Absolutely. You see, you wait and watch.
So Gaurav and Deepika teaming up to put pressure on me now. Okay.
Absolutely. Wait and watch. And I will have, I will definitely have her dedicate like a paragraph to me and you. These are the people who motivated me to write this book.
So is there any checklist which you would like to share with our viewers? Okay, if you want to start as an entrepreneur, this is the checklist.
Checklist, Gaurav, I'll just go back to what I had mentioned earlier also. we ask yourself the questions and be ready with very clear answers to that. Why do I want to do this? What is it that I want to do? How am I going to do it? What will happen if I fail? Those you have to ask those questions, and you have to have very, very clear answers to those. Two, as much as the fact that you have clear answers, you also, as a second point, you have to be very aware that the reality will not go exactly like your answers. So mentally, how strong are you to face those setbacks in your life? Physically, how strong are you? Your mental strength is often supported by your physical strength, in the sense of, are you eating right? Are you putting some bit of exercise every day? Are you getting your enough hours of sleep? You cannot hope to achieve your dream if you're neglecting your basic health issues and your mental health issues. So again, those two things are very important. The third thing, which works for me, different things work for different people. You must be able to, sit in silence for an hour when you're working on your thing each day, and sit in silence and evaluate that when you're completely silent and when you're completely in solitude, are you still as convinced about your idea as you were when you were surrounded with 20 people and everybody was congratulating you that you're doing your own thing? But when you sit by yourself, are you still as confident of your idea when you ask yourself those questions? At the end of the day, even if you have a partner who is with you and you have a wonderful partner, like we have a very good partnership, Deepika and me, we can talk to each other. But I do realize that at the end of the day, if I have a problem and if I'm not able to convince myself, I will not be able to convince her. So your mental and physical strength and mental health and well-being comes into play over there. So give yourself some time in solitude. Look at the finances, talk to people, read and learn as much as you can. And if you are on a journey to being an entrepreneur, like we again said, please believe that there are really, really no shortcuts. Shortcuts will not take you anywhere in life. It's not just for entrepreneurship, it's for every single thing. I mean, the goal of life is not just a short-term goal. At the end of the day, when you're probably, God willing, you live until you are 70 and 80 and 90, it is how you will look back and how you feel about certain things in your life, And if you've taken the long road, there are very few regrets that you will have. So give yourself 100% and never regret that, oh, I did not try this. मैं तो ये भी कर सकता था या वो भी कर सकता था. So whatever is in your capacity, try to do all those things always. So I think these are the couple of things that you should be very careful, coupled with the fact of your financial backing and what are your resources and the kind of people you have in your life. And to me, the most important thing is the kind of language that you use to shape your identity. What are the words that you are using to define your journey and talk? Are those words inclusive? Are they more tolerant? Are they more sensitive, not only of yourself, but of the people? Or are you using words which are more exclusive, more individualistic, and more self-centered, more about, just doing things your way? Or is it about talking about teamwork? So the kind of language we use starts shaping our minds. So again, that is a very important thing in your journey, the kind of things you're reading, when you're talking, the kind of language you're using. I think those are some of the things that are very important. For me, at least, those are very important.
जो इन्होंने कहा है, इसमें एक दो चीजें हैं जो कि मुझे लगता है बहुत जरूरी हैं. एक कि आप हमेशा अपने आप को दूसरों से कंपेयर करना छोड़ दें. सोशल मीडिया का इस्तेमाल सही चीज़ों को पता लगाने के लिए करें. सोशल मीडिया पे जाएं, लिंक्डइन, फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, सब पे जाएं, देखें कि क्या हो रहा है दुनिया में. लेकिन इसलिए ना इसका इस्तेमाल किया जाए कि आपके बराबर या आपके पीयर ग्रुप में कौन कितना पैसा कमा रहा है और कितना सक्सेसफुल है. फेसबुक के हिसाब से हर एक इंसान बहुत ज़्यादा खुश है और वो इतने ज़्यादा वर्ल्ड टूर्स पे जा रहा है कि आप तो कभी सोच भी नहीं सकते. तो ये जो लोग जो अपने खुशहाल जो जिंदगी के जो लम्हे होते हैं वही तो वो फेसबुक पे डालते हैं और वही तो वो इंस्टाग्राम पे शेयर करते हैं. तो उन सब का इस्तेमाल जो है वो इसलिए किया जाए कि आप उन मोमेंट्स को अपनी ज़िंदगी में भी क्रिएट कर सके, लेकिन अपने आप को कंपेयर करने के लिए इसका इस्तेमाल ना किया जाए. दूसरा, जो सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस जो आपका है वो सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस जो है वो तभी आपका बूस्टअप होता रहेगा अगर आप एक सेटिस्फाइड इंडिविजुअल हैं। अगर आप अपने रिश्तों से और आप अपने आप से और अपने परिवार से और अपने बच्चों से, अगर बच्चे नहीं हैं तो बॉयफ्रेंड से, गर्लफ्रेंड से, इफ यू आर हैप्पी, if you are and you do not complain every day, you're not somebody who keeps cribbing every day, then it is going to be a good journey.
And you should be able to laugh and joke about these things every day. I mean, you shouldn't be taking life so seriously. There are lots of things happening.
Or you can always be like me, laugh, joke about yourself, and also make the other person laugh and joke.
So the last question which I ask is basically, what is that one line which would define you?
The one line that would define me, Gaurav, is that I am a believer in small things. I believe in the power of one small step, one small effort, every day, one small thing. And that one small thing can change the story of every day, and it can also change the story of your life. If you keep believing in the power of that one small thing, that's what it is for me.
I have several lines. One among them is to bring it on, in the sense that, if there is something to be done, I would take the challenge, execute it, and take it on me. And I'm very sure that I will be able to do it.
It was lovely talking to you. I think we had a long conversation.
It was wonderful talking to you also, Gaurav.
Thank you.
Oh, we had so much fun.
Of course, we had so much fun.
Rewind करवाया, अपने याद दिलाया हमें बहुत सारी चीजें.